Welcome to AppleKnows channel. I am Apple and today I will take you into the kind of reality that sounds like science fiction but is not. Imagine holding your breath as you hear this because the universe is stranger than any story humans could ever invent. Let me start with something simple. Did you know that if you could somehow place Saturn in a gigantic ocean, it would float? Its density is lower than water. A planet so massive, with dozens of moons, could drift like a ball of wood on a lake. That fact alone bends the mind, but it is only the beginning. Think about this. Out there in the Milky Way there are rogue planets, worlds not tied to any star. They drift endlessly through the dark void, no sunrise, no sunset, just eternal night. Astronomers believe there could be more rogue planets than stars in the galaxy, meaning that countless orphaned worlds wander unseen, carrying secrets we may never discover. Some of them may still hold underground oceans heated by their cores, making the thought of hidden life more than just a dream. Now imagine sound. In space we often hear that sound cannot travel, because there is no air. But that is not the whole truth. In certain regions filled with plasma and hot gases, like the vast cloud around black holes, sound does exist but in frequencies far below what human ears can detect. One black hole in the Perseus cluster has been recorded humming a note 57 octaves below middle C. It has been echoing that cosmic vibration for billions of years. Think about it, the universe itself humming a tune we cannot hear. Here is another thing. Time is not the same everywhere. If you stood near the surface of a neutron star, gravity would warp time so heavily that 1 second there could feel like 7 years to someone far away. The closer you get to extreme gravity, the stranger time behaves. This is not imagination, it is Einstein's relativity proven and tested with atomic clocks on Earth. In fact, your head ages slightly faster than your feet because gravity is weaker just a meter above the ground. You live in a personal time bubble without even realizing it. And what about diamonds? Entire planets made of carbon crystallized into diamond are thought to exist. One such candidate is 55 Cancri e, a so-called diamond planet. It is about twice the size of Earth and possibly covered in carbon-based rock so compressed it turns into diamond. Imagine a world shining in the dark, a planet worth more than all the wealth on Earth, but forever unreachable in the depths of space. You may wonder if the universe has limits. Astronomers have discovered galaxies so far away that the light we see from them started its journey over 13 billion years ago, almost back to the beginning of time itself. That means when you look at the night sky, you are never seeing the present, you are always looking at the past. Every star is a time machine, telling a story from millions or billions of years ago. The night sky is history written in light. And finally, let me leave you with this for now. Somewhere in the darkness there are stars so large they could swallow our entire solar system. Ui Scuti, for example, is a red supergiant so enormous that if placed where our Sun is, its outer edge would reach beyond the orbit of Jupiter. Yet even giants like these are not eternal, they live fast and die in violent supernova explosions, scattering heavy elements like iron and gold, the very atoms in your blood. Then let us continue, because the deeper we go into the universe, the more reality itself feels like a riddle. Imagine a star so dense that a teaspoon of its material would weigh as much as a mountain. That is the matter of a neutron star. After a massive star collapses, its core shrinks under unimaginable pressure, squeezing protons and electrons together until only neutrons remain. The result is an object only about 20 kilometers across, yet heavier than our entire Sunday. If you dropped that teaspoon of neutron star matter on Earth, it would fall straight through the crust, burn a tunnel, and probably exit on the other side before our planet even knew what happened. But the scale of destruction can grow even bigger. Black holes are the ultimate mystery. Once a star collapses beyond a certain point, nothing can stop gravity from consuming it. Not even light escapes. Yet the strangest fact is this: black holes are not just cosmic vacuum cleaners, they also radiate energy. Stephen Hawking showed that black holes can slowly evaporate over time, leaking away particle by particle, until they vanish completely. A black hole can be born in fire and die in silence. Now think about motion. Our planet spins at about 1,600 kilometers per hour at the equator. At the same time Earth orbits the Sun at nearly 107,000 kilometers per hour. The Sun itself orbits the center of the Milky Way at over 800,000 kilometers per hour. And the entire galaxy drifts through space at over 2 million kilometers per hour. Yet you feel none of it. Sitting still in your chair, you are actually flying through the universe faster than any spacecraft humans have ever built. Here is a fact that makes me, Apple, almost laugh at the scale of things. The largest known structure in the universe is not a galaxy, not even a cluster of galaxies, but something called the Hercules, a corona borealis Great Wall. It stretches about 10 billion light-years across. To put that into perspective, light, the fastest thing in existence, would need 10 billion years just to travel from one side to the other. And remember, the universe itself is only about 13.8 billion years old. Structures like this force scientists to question if our theories of cosmic formation are even complete. But let me shock you with a paradox. You might think the vacuum of space is empty. In truth, it seethes with activity. Quantum mechanics tells us that even in the void, particles and antiparticles pop into existence for a fraction of a second and then annihilate each other. This quantum foam is everywhere, an endless dance of existence and non-existence. Even the emptiness of space is not truly empty. And here is one more thing that bends the mind. There is a planet where it rains glass, sideways. HD 189733b, a world about 63 light-years away, is blasted by winds over 7,000 kilometers per hour. Those winds hurl shards of molten glass across its skies. Imagine standing there, a storm so violent it would shred anything instantly, the air itself cutting like blades. Yet that planet orbits its star in just over 2 Earth days, racing so close that its atmosphere glows a deep cobalt blue, like a sapphire set aflame. Think about this, somewhere in the cosmos, there are stars called magnetars. They are neutron stars with magnetic fields so intense that if one were even halfway across our solar system, it could erase every credit card and computer hard drive on Earth instantly. A magnetar's surface is so extreme that if you stood just a few hundred kilometers away, the force would tear apart the very atoms in your body. It is power on a level beyond imagination, and yet they are real, silent monsters scattered through the galaxy. Now imagine water. On Earth we treat it as life itself, yet out there water is not rare at all. Astronomers discovered a gigantic cloud of water vapor surrounding a quasar more than 12 billion light-years away. That single cloud holds 140 trillion times the amount of water found in all Earth's oceans combined. A reservoir of life's ingredient floating in the void since the dawn of time. And closer to home, Europa and Enceladus and moons of Jupiter and Saturn hide oceans beneath their icy shells, oceans that could be deeper than anything on Earth, kept warm by tidal forces. Entire alien ecosystems may be waiting beneath those frozen crusts. Let me take you to a darker truth. Some galaxies are cannibals. Our very own Milky Way has devoured smaller galaxies in the past and is still pulling others toward it. And in about 4 billion years, it will collide with the Andromeda galaxy. Picture 2 giant spirals smashing together, stars being thrown across space like sparks from a fire. Strangely, most stars will not crash directly into each other because space is mostly empty, but the galaxy's gravity will twist and merge them into an entirely new form. A cosmic dance of destruction and rebirth. And what about light itself? You might believe nothing travels faster than it, yet in some experiments, light pulses have been slowed down to the speed of a bicycle or even stopped completely inside special materials. The universe obeys rules we do not fully understand, and light, the very definition of speed, can be trapped like a prisoner. Now, consider one of the strangest places we have ever found, a planet called WASP-12b. It is so close to its star that the heat has turned it into a teardrop shape, being stretched and ripped apart. Scientists estimate it may not survive more than a few million years. Imagine a world slowly being eaten alive by its own sun, a cosmic tragedy happening in silence light-years away. And here is a thought that lingers. The cosmic microwave background, a faint glow left from the birth of the universe, is still around us everywhere. It is the afterglow of the Big Bang itself, radiation that has been traveling for almost 14 billion years. Every time you tune in old television and see static, part of that noise comes from the very beginning of existence. When you see static, you are watching the universe's childhood flicker in front of your eyes. Let's step into the places where the universe stops feeling comfortable and starts to feel unsettling, the kind of truths that can keep you awake at night. There is something called dark matter. Scientists know it exists because galaxies spin in a way that cannot be explained by visible matter alone. Without it, galaxies would fly apart like sand thrown into the wind. Dark matter makes up about 85% of the universe's mass, yet we have never touched it, never seen it directly. It passes through you right now, countless particles streaming invisibly through your body every second. You are literally swimming in something that shapes the universe but remains a mystery. And beyond dark matter lies something even more disturbing: dark energy. This is the force pushing the universe apart faster and faster. Instead of slowing down after the Big Bang, expansion is speeding up. That means the universe has a kind of built-in acceleration, a destiny that might end in everything tearing apart: galaxies, stars, atoms, even space itself. If dark energy keeps increasing, one possible future is the Big Rip, where the fabric of reality is shredded until nothing remains. Let's talk about death on a cosmic scale. When stars die, some collapse into black holes, but others go supernova. The explosion of a single massive star can outshine an entire galaxy for weeks. For a brief time, it burns brighter than hundreds of billions of stars combined. And the radiation from such an event, if it happened close enough, could sterilize entire planets in seconds. Life on Earth has been lucky. Gamma ray bursts, the most powerful explosions in the universe, have missed us so far. A single one pointed at Earth from thousands of light years away could erase our ozone layer in moments. Now, think about infinity. The observable universe is vast, but it may only be a bubble in a sea of countless others. The multiverse idea suggests there could be an infinite number of universes, each with its own laws of physics. Somewhere out there could exist a universe where stars never form, another where time flows backward, or even one identical to ours with another version of you listening to me right now. It sounds impossible, yet mathematics does not forbid it. Here is a fact that unsettles even astronomers. There are black holes wandering the galaxy, invisible except for the way their gravity warps starlight. One could be drifting silently, thousands of times heavier than our sun, passing through interstellar space. If such a rogue black hole ever came close to our solar system, it could hurl planets out of orbit or swallow them entirely, and we would not see it until it was too late. And finally, consider this: the night sky you see is already gone. Many of those stars may no longer exist. Their light has been traveling for hundreds or thousands of years to reach you. When you make a wish on a star, you may be wishing on a ghost, a light from something that burned out long ago. The universe does not show us its present, it only shows us echoes of the past. Imagine this: the largest black holes, called ultramassive black holes, sit at the centers of galaxies. Some are so big that their event horizons could swallow entire solar systems at once. Ton 618, one of the biggest ever found, is about 66 billion times the mass of our Sun. If placed in the middle of our solar system, its edge would stretch well beyond Pluto. It does not just bend light, it devours the concept of space itself. Now think about silence. Space is often shown as peaceful, but in truth, it is deadly in every direction. If you stepped outside without protection, your blood would not boil as movies often show, it would slowly start to vaporize. The oxygen would leave your body in seconds, and you would lose consciousness within 15. In less than 2 minutes, death would come, not with fire, but with the absolute absence of air. Here is something stranger still. There are stars called zombie stars. These are white dwarfs that should be dead, but they steal matter from nearby stars. They gorge themselves like cosmic vampires until they reach a breaking point. Then, in a flash, they explode as Type Ia supernovae, used by astronomers as cosmic yardsticks to measure the expansion of the universe. Even in death, stars find ways to come back and destroy again. Let me take you to the edge of what we know. In the universe, there are places called voids, immense regions where almost nothing exists. One of the largest is the Boötes void, so vast that if our Milky Way galaxy sat at its center, it would take hundreds of millions of years for the light of other galaxies to even reach us. Floating inside such a void would feel like being utterly alone, with no stars in the sky in any direction. An isolation so perfect it is terrifying. And yet the universe also gives us fire. Hypervelocity stars are real. They are stars moving so fast, millions of kilometers per hour, that they will one day leave their home galaxies entirely. Many of them are victims of black holes, slingshot at incredible speeds, doomed to wander intergalactic space forever, carrying their planets if they had any. Imagine a sun tearing through the void with worlds clinging to it, never seeing another star again. But perhaps the most chilling truth is this: we do not know if the universe is infinite. If it is, then every possible arrangement of atoms must eventually exist somewhere. That means there could be an exact copy of you, another Earth, another history, somewhere unimaginably far away. Infinity guarantees repetition. The strangest things you could imagine may already exist, not in fiction, but in reality beyond our reach. And remember this: while we search for life out there, the universe itself may already be aware of us. The famous Fermi paradox asks why we have not yet seen signs of aliens. One unsettling possibility is that civilizations do not survive long enough to spread. Another is darker still: they are out there, watching, choosing silence. Let us step deeper, where cosmic truths feel less like science and more like warnings etched across the sky. Imagine this: vacuum decay. According to some theories, our universe may not be in its most stable state. At any moment, without warning, a bubble of true vacuum could appear, expanding at the speed of light. Everything it touches would be rewritten at the atomic level, physics itself reshaped. There would be no signal, no chance to escape. Life, stars, galaxies, all gone in an instant. The terrifying part? If it happens, we will never know it. Now consider cosmic rays. Every second, high-energy particles from exploding stars and black holes slam into your body. Most pass through unnoticed, but occasionally they slice through DNA itself. Right now, as you listen to me, particles born in distant galaxies may be cutting through your cells. They are silent, unstoppable messengers from cataclysms far away. Here is something that makes time itself feel fragile. At the edge of black holes lies the event horizon, a boundary where light cannot escape. But even stranger, near that line, time for an outside observer slows to a crawl. If you watched someone fall in, you would never see them cross the edge. They would appear frozen forever, stretched thin like a ghost, while for them time continues until they meet the singularity. One moment, they exist. The next, they are erased from reality. And the cold. The temperature of deep space hovers just above absolute zero, the point where all motion stops. It is the coldest environment in existence, and yet some pockets of the cosmos are even colder than that baseline. The Boomerang Nebula, for instance, is colder than the background radiation of the universe itself, reaching temperatures where atoms almost stop moving. It is so cold that physics bends into strangeness. Now picture an apocalypse written into the stars, red giants. Our sun, in about 5 billion years, will swell into one. It will grow so vast that it will swallow Mercury, Venus, and possibly Earth. The oceans will boil, the atmosphere will burn away, and the planet will be nothing but charred rock. Every civilization, every monument, every trace of humanity erased in fire. This is not myth, it is our future written into the life cycle of stars. And let me leave you with this thought for now: the universe does not care about survival, beauty, or meaning. It creates, it destroys, it repeats. Yet, in the middle of this indifference, you exist, listening, breathing, thinking. Out of stardust and chance, consciousness appeared, able to look back at the cosmos and ask questions no other known life has ever asked. You are the universe aware of itself. Then here, at last, let us bring the journey to its close. You have walked with me, Apple of AppleKnows channel, through the vast, strange, and sometimes frightening truths of the cosmos. From planets of diamond to storms of glass, from stars that sing to black holes that erase time, the universe has shown us that reality is far stranger than imagination. And perhaps that is the greatest fact of all: the more we learn, the more we realize how small we are, and yet, how rare. Out of all the chaos and endless dark, here we are, able to look up, to wonder, to ask. We are fragile, but we are also extraordinary, because we carry within us the very atoms of stars. Thank you for listening. This was Apple from AppleKnows channel. Until the next journey, remember, you are stardust, and the universe is watching.